You're at JFL with Michael Che. Starring Phil Hanley, Jay Pharoah, Matt O'Brien, Sam J, and more. Here's Michael Che at JFL.
Thank you. No, please. No, my God. No, stand, everybody. Please stay up. Please stay up. No, good. Thank you. No. That's so sad. I'm always like nervous doing jokes out here because I don't know like the reference wise, like if you guys, I don't know what you guys know that, like I don't know how to start. You guys have autism here? Okay. Anything that's not politics is my note. Like, I don't want to talk about politics. Because every time I talk about Trump, I get in trouble. Well, in fair, because like, I said in an interview one time that I liked Donald Trump, and people got real mad at me. But in fairness to me, he had just hosted the show, and he was really nice to me. He even gave me a nickname. He called me one of the good ones. And You laugh too hard at that, lady. I don't like Donald Trump. I don't hate him. I don't hate him. I just wish he wasn't our president. Like if Donald Trump was the president of Canada, I'd be like, yo, this nigga Donald Trump is hilarious. I love this guy. I hope he never dies, but he's ours, so it's like not that funny. Everybody loves drunk dad, but not when he's your drunk dad. Like, your dad's great. Yeah, well, he hits us, so. I'm glad you find this shit so funny. Everyone was so upset about it. Black people are very upset about Trump winning. Brown people were upset. White women were distraught. I say white women were distraught because only white women can be distraught. No other group of people are ever distraught except for white women. You'll never hear, hey man, why you shoot Kareem? Nigga, I was distraught. This motherfucker owed me $400 for 3 weeks. My distraction levels was mad high. Distraught's like the whitest lady word I could think of. Distraught and sketchy. Sketchy is a white lady word too. Sketchy's white lady for I'm not racist, but these black people are making me uncomfortable. It's kind of sketchy there. What about relationships? Anybody in a relationship? I just got out of a relationship. 8 years, fucking long time. Yeah, she finally broke up with me. Yeah, it didn't work out, man. It was just, she was the jealous type, and I used to cheat on her, so. Real oil and water situation. Are you guys a couple? Yeah? I don't want to get in your business or anything. You guys ever cheat on each other? How many people here are with somebody that they've cheated on? Clap. Nobody? Goddamn, not one shot. I haven't met one cheater. This is amazing. I didn't trust her anyway. I never trusted her because, this might be a silly reason, but I'd never seen her poop. Does that make sense to you, sir? What's your name? Yeah. Matt? That's your girl, you said? That's wife, married?
Girlfriend.
Girlfriend? You ever see her poop?
Not yet.
How long you been together?
2.5 years.
2.5 years, not one poop. That's fucking remarkable. 8 years, I've never seen her poop. That's weird, right? She eats, you seen her eat? She eat 2 salads a day, no fucking poop. That was a miracle. I'm sure she pooped. I knew she was pooping, but she like wouldn't be like, hey baby, I gotta go take a shit, pause it. She would just run in the bathroom and run the water for 45 minutes as if I don't know what she's doing in there. Like, oh yeah, my girl's really clean. She likes to wash her hands with the window open after large Indian meals. It's okay, ladies, we know what you're doing in there. But at least run the cold water. I had a girl run the hot water. It smelled like she took a shit in a tea kettle. What channel is this supposed to be on? Because she was so much smarter than me. She knew things that I didn't know. Like, I learned a lot about women living with a woman. And I was raised with women, but I didn't know certain things. Like, I didn't know a period wasn't fun. I had no idea, like my sisters, because they wouldn't call it that. They wouldn't even call it a period. My sister would be like, it's my time of the month. And I'd be like, okay, have a good time. I can't wait till I get my time. They would never describe it like it was something horrible. Not the way I would describe it. Like, my girl didn't even talk about it. If I got a period, I'd talk about it all the time. It'd be all I talked about. It'd be my excuse for everything. It'd be like, Che, you're 3 hours late for work. Nigga, I got my period. We understand that, but that's the third time this month you've used that excuse. Well, I played sports in high school. My shit's a record. What the fuck you want from me, man? I'm all bloated and distraught and shit. Why are you fucking with me? My girl will be suffering, man. I feel so bad. I try to, like, say something to comfort her, let her know, like, if she wants to talk, we could talk. Say something sweet like, hey, what are you, on your period or something? That's not how you do that, Matt. She gets so mad at me. Why the fuck would you ask me that? I don't know, because you're miserable and I would be too if I was stuffed with cotton. Why is that a weird guess? She'll get a period every month, like a week. A week, every single month. That's a 1 in 4 chance I'm right anytime I ask. Why does that? That's a good fucking guess. If you know that I smoke crack for 1 week every month, and then one day you see me outside butt naked in work boots trying to sell a refrigerator door. And you're like, Che, what, are you smoking crack this week? Why would you ask me that? It's dismissive. What I do love about this town is it's a drinking town. So if anything goes weird, blame it on that. I love drinking, man. Sometimes I drink so late that it's early. You ever do that? Sometimes I drink so late I see dudes my age taking their kids to school. And we both just look at each other like, boy, did you fuck up your life. Dude, let's get this gala started. Can we do that? Well, let's bring out some comedians. Let's do it. Come on, follow me. Well, you know this next comedian as a master of impressions from Saturday Night Live and from his YouTube series, Champagne Ill. Please welcome the great Pharoah. Yo. What up?
Oh my God, I'm so happy to do this. I'm so happy to do this, man. And not just because me and Michael Che are friends, but just so I can prove to people that we are finally not the same person. I'm sick of, even though we are dressed exactly the same tonight, we did not plan this shit, If I would have seen him before the show, I would have been like, nigga, you gotta change, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you this, people. I love traveling. I do. I love traveling. Unless security pulls me and I get randomly selected. So basically, I hate traveling. It always happens. They always pull me to the side. They want to molest me. I don't know why. They be feeling on my stuff. I don't know why they do that. But you know what? When they feel on my stuff, I make them feel as uncomfortable as they make me feel, okay? So here's a little trick that you can do in security next time they feel on you. When they start going like this, just go, oh! That's all you got to do. They do that shit to me. They be feeling them. I'm like, oh! They be like, yo, are you okay? I'll be like, I think so. They be like, you want to get checked in private? I'll be like, nah, if I'm gonna get molested, I want witnesses, bitch. That's what I want. But you can turn the lights down low. You can do that. No kissing on the lips, please. That's extra money. That's extra money. Traveling, man. I just came back from Australia. Australia, where everything cuddly can kill you. It can. Just imagine Care Bears with assault rifles. That's what you need to imagine. I was at the damn zoo, and the zookeeper was telling me about this animal called the Tasmanian devil, right? So she comes up to me, and she was like, well, you know, because that's how they sound. They sound like Canadian geese. That's what they sound like, right? That's how they fucking sound. She says, well, you know, the Tasmanian devil actually has the jaw strength of an alligator. I said, word? This cat with the fuck face has the jaw strength of an alligator? Are you fucking kidding me? And if he has the jaw strength of an alligator, then answer me this question. Why is he standing directly in front of my penis? What? What if he gets hungry? You can't explain that to no woman. If your dick get ate, what the fuck you gonna say? Hey, baby, these Tasmanian devils is crazy out in these streets. I don't mess with animals. I don't do it. I don't mess with animals. I don't. I went to the Bahamas, and they said, Jay, you need to swim with the sharks because the sharks are friendly. I said, word, bitch, they're friendly? Are you kidding me? Did you have an interview with this shark? Did you sit down and ask him what his diet was like? Like they was just sitting there like, hey, shark, what are you eating? The shark was like, quinoa. Get the fuck out of here. He want to eat a king me. That's what the fuck he want to eat. You know what I'm saying? I don't do it. I don't mess with it. I don't met white people. I done seen y'all swimming out there with the killer whales and shit, being stupid. Why the hell you, it's a killer whale. There's a killer in the goddamn name. Why is you swimming with it? Have you seen what killer whales do to seals? You ever seen that shit? They will swanton bomb onto the shore, grab them, flip them up in the air, and catch them in their mouth. I'm the same complexion as a seal. They will fuck me up. I'm JFL. That's my time. Thank y'all so much.
This comedian has been seen on Late Night with Seth Meyers and The Late Show with Craig Ferguson. Please give it up for Mr. Phil Hanley.
Hi, everybody. I'm from Canada. I live in the States now. I come home. Thank you. That means a lot to me. I come home. As soon as I get back to Canada, I bump into my ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend on Instagram. And he has a face tattoo. Yeah, I'm not gonna judge. Maybe he's a great guy. Maybe he got out on good behavior. I will say her going from me to a guy with a face tattoo would be the equivalent of me going from her to a guy with a face tattoo. She had a lot of tattoos herself. They were all to remind her to do things. She had one that said, live in the moment, in case she was tempted to time travel. She had another one that said, breathe. She's a little forgetful. My new girlfriend, she's Indian, and we met at the perfect time, because in the States now, if you're a white guy, you can't have a white girlfriend, you know? Like, you can, but it looks like super racist. Her mom, my girlfriend's mom, doesn't approve of me because I didn't go to college, it's very frustrating, because I feel like if she got to know me, she'd realize that is the least of my problems. I didn't even almost go to college. I'm dyslexic. When I was a kid, I was in special ed. My mom would do all my homework, all my projects. They still put me in special ed. And my sweet mom, she'd always say, there's nothing to be ashamed about being in special ed. And I'm glad she felt that way, because technically, she was in it too. My girlfriend has an emotional support dog, which I have no experience with. Like, I remember the first time my girlfriend cried in front of me, just looking at the dog being like, "Do you got this?" I have no experience with pets. When I was a kid, I would ask for a pet, and my parents would say, "What will we do when we travel?" Right? Then we never went anywhere. My friend was like, "Weren't you lonely without a dog?" I was like, "No, I was busy preparing for this voyage the whole time, man." Getting vaccinated. Last time I was home, just out of the blue, my mom's like, "We should have gotten you a dog." That always hurts. You're hanging out with your parents, they start brainstorming ways you could have been a better person, you know? Same trip, out of nowhere, my mom goes, "When we get old, I hope you don't put us in a home." And I was like, "Well, what will I do when I travel?" My parents have been to one of my stand-up shows ever, which that makes them sound unsupportive. They're very supportive. But to my brother, because he's a lawyer, they came to see me perform in New York City, and I was really nervous to perform in front of them. And right before I went on stage, Dave Chappelle walked into the comedy club. Now, when Chappelle walks into a club, people lose their mind. They cheer, they high five. Opposed to when I walk into the club, people play it cool. It's a respect thing. Chappelle walks in and decides he wants to go on immediately, right? So that means I have to follow Dave Chappelle, one of the greatest comedians on the planet, in front of my parents. I was sour. I was sitting there thinking, I hope someday my brother's got to follow Judge Judy. Chappelle's amazing on stage, man. He's so confident. He smokes. He's up there on the stage, killing the crowd with secondhand smoke. I'm just standing to waiting to go on. He does an hour, 1 hour. At the end of the hour, Dave Chappelle stops and says to the crowd, "I should take you guys back to my hotel and have a party," right? He says that. Then he did that. Yeah. He walked off stage. Everybody followed him out. Past me. I go backstage where like the comics hang out, and I sit down for like 2 seconds. And the manager runs in the room. She's like, "What are you doing? There's 2 people left in the crowd. They want to see the rest of the show." You know who those 2 people were, right? Not my parents. They went to Chappelle's party. No, what? It was my folks, my parents. They just sat in the front row, you know? Now, I've performed for 2 people before, okay? I started comedy in Canada. But to perform in front of 2 people, you gotta riff, you gotta do crowd work. I can't do crowd work with my parents. I can't sit there and be like, "So you guys got kids?" My dad's like, 1, he's a lawyer. Thank you guys so much.
This comedian comes from England, home of alcoholism and Islamophobia. So he should feel right at home in Quebec. Please welcome Ben Taylor.
Yeah, it's goddamn right. I'm drunk and I believe in Christian values. How are we? Yeah, I'm originally from Europe, but now I'm from Britain. Thank you. It's turns out we weren't being true to ourselves, expressing our identity, so we want to change it up, which is it's pretty fashionable nowadays. You know, like I was born a man, and I'm still a man, but I think I'm going to stick with it actually. But I don't know. It's nice to know that you could just change it now. I think that's quite cool. You know, fresh start. Like I like the trans thing. Like if you're a woman and it's never felt quite right, why wouldn't you? You know, get a haircut, chop your tits off, get a pay rise. You know, I mean, why wouldn't you? It makes complete sense when you think about it. But but people are still angry about that. You know, there's the toilet police saying what toilets you can and can't. Just let people piss where they want, for Christ's sake. Because we all do it, don't we? I mean, I frequently identify as disabled. You know, I mean, you know, whatever toilet's near us, really. And also, toilet doors mean nothing. I went in like a fancy restaurant the other day. I needed a piss. There were these two doors. One of them had a picture of a sparrow. The other one had a picture of a goat. And I was like, what the fuck? Sparrow? Ah! Sorry, yeah, sure, sorry, of course. Sparrows are exclusively female, yes. But I think a lot of the kind of insecurity around these trans women must come from straight guys who are sort of insecure about their sexuality. I remember I was watching the news, this trans model on the news, and she's stunning, right? And I turned to my mate, I'm like, gosh, she's really beautiful, isn't she? My mate's like, yeah, but you know she's trans. And I'm like, well, yeah, but I don't care. I mean, I want to fuck her now. I don't want to fuck her 10 years ago. Like, she's fit now. I don't see what the problem is. And he's like, isn't it weird though? She used to be a man, she used to have a dick. And I'm like, well, yeah, but she doesn't anymore, right? Like, straight guys in the room, Scarlett Johansson's really attractive, right? You'll still want to have sex with Scarlett Johansson, yeah. You wouldn't kick her out of bed, would you? Now, I don't know if you knew this, but Scarlett Johansson used to be a baby. I mean, that is arguably far worse, isn't it? She used to have no hair, no teeth, piss and shit all over her leg. No, thank you. Now, I would rather fuck a man than fuck a baby. I don't think that's a controversial thing to say. I don't. Yeah, I think that's fairly normal. You know. I think most people are pretty on board with the trans thing. I think that women's sport is where people don't really know what they think, isn't it? That's the one that even the people who support it are like, I don't know. It's a complicated issue, trans women and women's sport. I've had a long think, right? I think I know what my opinion is. I think trans women should be allowed to compete in women's sport, right? But I don't want them to win. Because they're cheating. But I think they should be allowed to compete. Because the problem is you kind of think you should want them to win because they're like the underdogs in life. But like in the women's weightlifting, the trans woman is not the underdog. Like, she's got a clear advantage, right? But it's difficult because in life, she was dealt a bad hand. But in women's weightlifting, I mean, she was dealt a man's hand. It's not fair. Like, I don't think it's anti-trans. I just support the underdog and she's not the underdog. Like, it's the same impulse. You know when you're watching the Special Olympics, you always want the most disabled person to win, right? Fuck off, you do. Look, I know. Look, you're all good people, you recycle, whatever, but you watch the Special Olympics, even in your head, you see one guy and you go, hang on, what's wrong? Why is he... Okay, is he disabled enough for... Enough! Good. You watch the swimming, there's a guy with no arms up against someone who seems to have mild autism. That's not fair. He's got no fucking arms. You should get a medal for getting out the pool. How the fuck is he... up against some guy just counting the lanes. You know, that's not a level playing field, is it? I'm not anti-autism, I'm just pro the guy with no arms. Do you see the... I always want the white guy to win the 100 meters. I don't think that's racist. Like, I don't. let's be real. The 100 meters final is 7 black guys being chased by 1 white guy. Like, come back. Wait, but it's not. Why do the Americans do so well? The race starts with a gun. Think it through. You know. All right, thanks for listening. My name is Finn. Take it easy, Canada. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Boy, this is the halftime part of the show. I want to do this. This is like one of the reasons why I really wanted to come out here is because, you know, people know that I do stand-up and I do Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live, but you may not, well, thank you. You may not know that I also write sketches, and that's because a lot of my sketches don't make it to air. So I wanted to ask you guys about some sketches and see what you thought. Maybe they would work better here than, is that cool? Like, do you guys know Family Feud? I wrote an episode of Family Feud where they find out they're not related. They said, too sad. This is stupid. It says Law and Order UTI. I don't know if you guys have UTIs here, but this one is called Viagra Half Chub. It's Viagra if you just want half an erection. Sometimes you just want half an erection. Women seem confused. Men are like, yeah. Sometimes you just want half an erection. Maybe you got like a doctor's appointment. You want to be a little impressive. Maybe you got to go to the tailor. You want him to measure, like, oh, very nice, man. Maybe you just bought some gray sweatpants. You want to fill them out. There's a ton of reasons. Some are just kind of meta. Like I wrote this one sketch, it was about Superman. Well, it wasn't really about Superman. It was about Clark Kent, who is Superman, and he was coming home one day from being Superman, and he sees Lois Lane, and he looks a little upset, and Lois is like, hey, Clark, what's wrong? And Clark goes, hey, nothing. Do I look like a bird? Oh, this one was too sad. It was a dinosaur press conference. It was a press conference for dinosaurs, but they were denying climate change. Like, guys, they're gonna be fine, trust me, man. We'll figure it out, I'm sure. We're dinosaurs, we're smart, we got big old chicken brains. This one was, this was one of my favorites, but I don't know if it was offensive, it was just too weird. It's called Fedora Jesus. It takes place at the Last Supper with Jesus and his apostles, and they're all wearing fedoras. And Jesus is telling his disciples, he's saying, hey guys, when you write about my stories and my miracles, just don't mention the fedoras. And they're like, what? Why? That's why we joined this. Like, nah, I think it's gonna be weird for people. Just leave all the fedora stuff out. Let's do more comedy, guys. Come on, let's have some fun, yeah. Oh man, this is a fun-ass night, dude. Oh, should I put this away? I'm gonna just toss that right there. It'll be fine, as a souvenir for somebody. This next comedian is originally from Boston, home of the world's first straight pride parade. Well, second if you count Charlottesville. Please welcome Sam J.
Man, it's good to be here, dude. I've been having a great time, mostly because my girlfriend didn't come, so I've just been alone, and that has been nice. Because we've been doing a lot of traveling together. We recently went back to my hometown together. We went back to Boston. around the 4th of July. It was really nice. She got to meet my uncle. He asked me if I was still gay, which is like always his question when he sees me. He said, hey, is he still gay? He's like, yeah, Unc, still gay. Like, I don't know what he wants. Like, one day I'm just like, nah, I'm on that dick now. You know, it's like, no, it's not. Still gay, dude. We went out with my friends, you know, my female friends from like when I was growing up and stuff. They were telling us stories. We went out to this bar. It was great. We were having a great time. And then it got awkward when I bumped into the dude I lost my virginity to. It was weird because we look the same now. So it was just a weird standoff. Like, what's up, nigga? What's up? What's up? What's up? What? Then he said the weirdest thing. He was like, I hope I'm not the reason you're this way. Which is like, nigga, what? You think your 15-year-old penis swayed me in any direction? No, we were children. We could have been humping mattresses. What are you talking about? Sometimes people just be gay and don't know it, you know? I thought I liked dicks. Everybody else was liking them. Why not me? But seeing them did make me think about losing my virginity, you know? Because I don't remember it how my friends do. Like, when I talk to my friends, they're vivid stories. They're like, this is where I was. This is when I knew. This is what kind of underwear I had on. This is what he smelled like. I don't remember any of that. What I do remember is that the Bulls were playing the Pacers in the NBA Finals. And it was a big deal because it was game 3, and the game before that, Reggie Miller pushed off Jordan. So it was like, what is Jordan gonna do? And I remember it was the 4th quarter as he was entering me because I was looking over his shoulder to try to see the TV. And that's probably when I should have known I was gay as hell. But it took another 8 years of sucking dick to figure that out because, you know, life. And then after we left Boston, we went straight to Europe. So we leave Boston, we go to Europe. So we've just been together way too long, you know? And we get there and we're arguing. We had been arguing the whole way because she kept bringing up kids, you know? That's her new fight. She wants babies. She's always trying to pressure me to do it. When are you gonna be ready? You know, you gotta make a decision soon. It's like, no, we don't. We're lesbians. We'll buy them whenever we feel like it. Chill. Chill. We're gonna go to the store. We're gonna purchase them. Chill out. You need to relax. Plus, when I buy, I'm gonna go Asian anyway. I'm gonna get me a dope-ass Asian baby, you know? Babies are status symbols to lesbians, and I gotta have the best one, you know what I mean? Gotta be able to bring my little Asian baby to the park, be wheeling them around, bump into somebody, hey, Karen, oh, you just adopted? Where's that baby from? Honduras, broke bitch. I have a big problem with my girl, too, because I don't think she realizes I'm a woman all the time. Sometimes she just treats me like a man. It's like I'm not a man. I know my underwears have dick holes, but I'm not a dude. You need to chill, you know? The other day, we were walking, and this lady was struggling with a big box, and she was like, babe, help her. Like, bitch, who's gonna help me? What makes you think I'm capable of that? She didn't respect me like I respect her as a woman, you know? I was in the shower, and she went out to the store. She didn't even bother to lock the door. I get out the shower, I check the door's unlocked. I'm livid. I'm pissed. She comes out, so I'm like, yo, how dare you? She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, how dare you leave and not lock the door? She's like, I don't get the big deal. I'm like, the big deal is every time you're in the house and I leave the house, I lock up the house, because that's the rule of pussy. Pussy in the house, lock up the house. Everybody know that. Pussy inside, you secure it inside. Lock it up in there. You don't leave it loose, willy-nilly, for anything to damn go wrong. She left me ass naked in the shower as if the rapist was gonna walk in like, this bitch got a fade. I ain't gonna do it. I don't do that. Hey, y'all were fun. Thank you so much.
This performer was named one of Time Out Magazine's 10 comics to watch because not only is he a rising star, he also steals. Please welcome Matt O'Brien.
How you guys doing? Hey. How you guys doing? You guys good? Good. Here's something I realized. I think balloon animals are gross. Like, do you ever think about that? I just realized they're disgusting. Balloon animals are gross. We all should think that. Like, I don't care what shape it is. I don't want to have to carry around a clown's breath.
Like, that's all that is, if you think about it. Like, you just paid $1 for the smells of what that clown just ate. Like, I was holding a balloon animal the other day, and I'm like, if this thing pops in my house, I'm moving. Like, I'm not, how do you sleep knowing clown breath is just in your vents? I picture people not laughing at that, or like clowns that just got off work. I don't know. I'm Canadian, but I live in, thank you. That's all I got. Okay, good night. Bye. I'm Canadian, but I live in Los Angeles now, and I've lived there for a couple years now. And this is where me and my wife are at. We're like, we lived in LA for a couple years. Let's do something weird that you can only do in Los Angeles, right? So here's what we did. Here's how weird we got. We went to a live taping of Jeopardy. You shouldn't do that. It's not fun. I'm sure you all realize that. First of all, no one watching Jeopardy has ever been like, oh, if only I could be there. What am I missing? I want to smell that. I want to smell Jeopardy. Also very free. They're begging you to come to Jeopardy. Like, it's very available. Like, I emailed to see if there were tickets as a joke. Didn't even hit send on the email. They were like, get here now. Get right now, we need you. Jeopardy live. And we went like a couple idiots. Wednesday, 1 p.m. Isn't that the time you picture that happening? You're like, this is like a fun afternoon thing. It's a light afternoon. It is. We went to the studio, everyone lined up for Jeopardy. Like, you're looking at them just like, are you here as a joke too? Like, what? Why are you here? And we went in the studio audience, right? And we sit down, and the audience warm-up person is like, listen, this is a live taping. You gotta be very quiet, like, shut up. Like, don't yell the answers out. Right? And we're like, yeah, we're not idiots. As we're watching Jeopardy live, you could feel the whole crowd realize, oh my God, the only fun part about watching Jeopardy is being able to yell the answers out. If you're not allowed to do that, it's 0% fun. That is the only fun. Even when you're by yourself at home, just like folding laundry, you're like, what is fluoride? Got it. Just pointing at your cat, like, got it. Nah, I love you. Just into a sock. What's the next one? No one's around. That's the only fun part. That's the thing. Nobody could yell the answers out. So anytime an answer would happen, people in the crowd that did know that would just like be vibrating in their seats and moaning. Like, go to a live taping of Jeopardy if you want to hear a whole crowd of people that sound like they're trying to open pickles with their butt. That's exactly what it sounded like. Just, no. Like, just. It's gross. Yeah, I grew up in Canada here. I grew up on a farm. Don't let these skinny jeans fool you. These little guys, right? I could not wear these in my hometown. Somebody would spit in my mouth. Hey, welcome back to town, Gene Cuisine. It's a goat farm, too. That's what I grew up on. One weird clap over there. He's got like a goat on his lap. Nope, no. That's not the goat show. That guy's a pervert. No, but I do like goats. We all love goats. We all know. We've gotten high and watched goats on YouTube. It's fun. They're stupid, idiot, hilarious, and I will never be as funny as one goat. Like, I know that. I got into comedy knowing that. I'm like, goats are so funny. Like, we would just let them out of the barn. They'd run down the field, just udders and ears, flippity-flooping around. Also, the best part about a goat that we all know is that they scream like a person being murdered all the time. All the time. Like, that's just the design of a goat. Like, a goat goes out in the middle of the field and its first line of business is just, But in the goat's head, it's like, it's beautiful outside. A beautiful day to go. I'm Matt O'Brien. Thank you guys very much.
Oh boy, you know, every kid needs an aunt like this next comedian. I mean, someone funny and cool who gets where they're coming from, and more importantly, is willing to buy them cigarettes. Please welcome Jessica Kirson.
Hi, guys. Hi. How are you? So not in the mood to be here. Just not in the mood to do this right now. Very depressed, you know. I wouldn't be standing here if everything were okay. It's hard. Someone said to me the other day, "Why do you always wear black?" And I'm like, "Oh, because I feel great about my body and I'm filled with hope." What a stupid fucking question. I have never worn yellow. I will never wear, the last thing I need is to look like a sun. It's hard. I have a master's in social work and now I'm a traveling clown. I just travel from place to place. Sir, please laugh at me. I have issues with my father. Okay, it's hard. I mean, I'm married to another woman, so that's very depressing. You know, it's not easy. Sir, do you watch lesbian porn? A lot? Yeah, it's not what you think it is. Like women with long nails. Like, oh my God, your fingers feel so good in my pussy. Harder, 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 harder. Real lesbian porn is women just sitting around crying and eating hummus. That's really... I love my in-laws. I call them Mom and Dad. They call me Dave. My sister's middle name is Gay. Isn't that hard? Literally, that's her middle name. It's G-A-Y, Gay, which is so ironic because mine is Cum Guzzler. I know, some of you just got tense, but I like sucking dick because I'm an eater. Do you know what I'm saying? So I like it, that feeling in the back of my throat. I do it with sandwiches after every show. I don't like what's inside of it. You know what I mean? I'm not a fan of glue. I just saw my aunt the other day. I have a tattoo, and she literally said to me, "You can't get buried in a Jewish cemetery if you have a tattoo. You need to leave the world the way you came in." I'm like, you have a new fucking face. I'm like, you were Asian. I mean, so weird. You guys are great. Some of you look really drunk. You know when you go out, and there's always someone that gets too wasted and they stumble up to you and they look like they have something really serious and important to say. I'll drive. So my mother's a therapist. Does it all make sense now what's happening? It all makes sense, right? She saw clients in the house my whole life. I had to be quiet. I swear to God. She would say things like, "Take your shoes off, no opening chips, no flushing the toilet. Susan's coming and she needs help. Susan is really angry and Susan needs help." I'm like, well, I just ate 6 pizzas and beheaded my Barbies, but good luck to Susan. I called my mom and told her I was constipated because Jewish girls talk to their moms about that. You know, and you know what she says to me? Because she's a therapist, she analyzed it. She was like, "That's because you have a lot of resentments. You have a lot of resentments. And once you let go of them, you'll poop." I'm like, Mom, if I let go of all my resentments, the town will float away. I'm enraged. She doesn't remember my childhood, but it cracks me up. I'm not even upset about it. I think it's the funniest thing, because when I ask her what I was like, she's like, "Well, you ran around a lot. You ran around, and your hair was curly. You had curls, and you ran around." I'm like, well, what else did I do? You running and running and running with curls. I'm like, what was I, a fucking tumbleweed? Richard Simmons? I mean, some of the young people might not know who Richard Simmons is. He's a very masculine aerobics instructor. You guys are a great crowd. Thank you so much.
our show to a close, everyone. Hope you had a good laugh, because Lord knows the world needs it right now. Thank you so much for being a beautiful audience. Good night.